All right, so when I start the stream, we're about to go live in a second.
Okay.
When I start the stream, I want to act like we've been in a conversation for a while.
Yeah.
That like we've actually been talking about, make it like blah blah blah. So I'm about to start the stream.
Can I
right?
start like this?
Yeah. You can start like that, but
Yeah.
I'm about to start.
Okay.
Because they can't hear anything that we're
Sure.
talking about right now. So.
Can they? Yeah.
Yeah, but they
That's
can't hear
good.
anything that we're saying right now.
But-
So we're about to start very soon, and I'll let you know.
But what if-
in 3? Wait, what?
What?
3, 2,
I'm just
1.
and
And we're
And that-
live, and that
And
that's when
when yeah.
I started on the golf course, and it was 18 hole. Oh hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Say What? What? As my father would call it. As you can tell, my dad isn't here. God, this chest hair is really popping tonight. This
It's
is
great.
an extra. This is what you call a Saturday night episode of Say What. My name's Drew Terrell. This is other Drew. We got 2 Drews tonight.
Drew too.
We got 2 Drews, 2 cameras, and we're ready to go. Like I said, I got the chest hair popping. I'm sweating. That's how you know it's going to be a good show.
I'm about to start sweating because I just drank a whole bunch of Red Bull.
I was gonna say, how's that Red Bull tasting? Well, I need you high energy.
I am
need
high
you
energy.
ready to go. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is September 15th, Saturday night. We're here to do your Saturday night pregame. Hold on one sec. Is this not working? Can you guys see the stream? It's working? Okay, never mind. Perfect. Yeah, we are live. Anyway, welcome to the show. Drew Grant, you have quite the lovely smile. He goes, "Why aren't you live?" See, I'm getting conflicting reports.
I'm just happy.
Am
to
I
be
live?
here.
I see you. Nick doesn't.
Yeah, he texts it. He's like, "We're not live, right?"
Maybe a Nick problem.
I think that's a him problem.
Is that your sister
We
sees
are
me?
live. Test. I see you, Drews. Doge, you even lift. We're live. Thank you so much, and welcome to the show. Of course, this is Drew once again.
Am I
I'm
alive?
Drew. First, I want to talk about the Vegas trip. We had a great show last
Yes.
time with my wonderful sister Gigi. All you have to do is get a couple compliments that you're beautiful, because that was the whole thing last show.
Happy late birthday, Gigi.
Happy late birthday, Gigi. You're doing what Jill was doing on the last show, which is a little ASMR. A little...
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what ASMR is? For the people who missed last show, I will explain it. ASMR is something that a lot of people on Twitch do, which is like audio. It's satisfying audio.
Oh, I know. I just recently watched that episode in Parks and Rec when Leslie goes on that really boring radio chat where they play jazz, and he's like, "You're now listening to Bonnie's favorite radio station."
Yeah, and it sounds good, right?
And I gotta
That-
not do that anymore because it's pretty bad.
But it sounds, get that sensual, soothing sound. You can do some of these. This is what they like to do. They like to go.
That's probably bad.
Little audio book. Welcome to the show. We are come back in Vegas. Reaver says Jill and Gigi won $10,000 on my Alabama tip. That's true.
Whoa.
That's true. That's what happens when you watch this show. Not Alabama tonight. This was last weekend. We have somebody in the audience. We have a wonderful studio audience here tonight.
Woo!
Yes, welcome. Thank you. And a wonderful audience at home. Michelle wants to know if Gigi's sharing with you, and I'm pretty sure Gigi already spent every single dime of that $10,000, so you're out of luck. Welcome everybody. Wild and Savage is in the chat. Doju even lift. Rodney the cat. Joe Terrell. I believe that's JT.
JT, let's get a beer and a bump soon.
Beer and a bump. I'll explain the beer and a bump thing. So, my dad, you've seen him on the show. You love him. He's your favorite guest. Been on the show countless times. He has he's got a little lexicon. I would say that his voice is
Memorable.
It's
Wonderful.
definitely memorable. It's you can't pinpoint it.
No, I have no idea how to impersonate it.
It's not Southern.
No.
It's not Northern. It's not like an Eastern accent.
Nope.
He's from Springfield, Illinois, but like you can't really pinpoint it. I've always said it's like a hee-haw prospector voice.
Yeah.
It's like, everything's up here. Hey.
I've got some gold in the back of the truck, but I also like to invest.
Hey, got some gold in the back of the truck? Gonna need that gold. Gonna need that gold, that Wells Fargo wagon.
He is my idol.
I know, he's all of our idols. You know what my idol right now would be? A fan. I am sweating
really
bullets right now.
It's really, really hot. But you know
But
what?
we're sweating for you out there. We're for every single drip of sweat that we drip tonight, we're donating $5 to the Humane Society. So we're
gonna need some of Gigi's money.
We're gonna need some of Gigi's money, but she might have spent it already. Anyway, I was in Vegas. We'll get back to JT in a second because we're gonna have to do dueling JTs at some point because I know. Oh yeah, that was what I was saying. Beer and a bump. JT, as great as he is, whenever me and my friends come into town, maybe we're visiting somewhere, he wants to show everybody a good time. JT says, let me buy you a beer and a bump.
Yep.
And for all of you wondering, his meaning of a beer and a bump is a beer and a shot to go with it. Understandable drink.
Makes sense when you think about it.
Everybody in my generation and what all my friends think is my dad's offering them a bump of cocaine, which is a little extreme. They're like, is your dad just trying to offer you drugs?
I don't think that was the first time I ever met your dad. I think it was the first time I ever was out in a social setting with your dad. Mm-hmm. And Trey O'Neill and I had just driven 4.5 hours through late afternoon into the nighttime to get to Vegas to meet you guys there.
Shout out Trey O'Neill.
And and so we get there and we're walking in. I think it was the Aria, and we're all hype. Mm-hmm. And we run into you and your dad, and the first thing your dad goes is just like, "Come on, boys, bring your bags. We're gonna go get a beer and a bump." And I remember Trey looking over at me and being like, "What is he about?
Like, is his dad gonna make us do cocaine?
What is going on?
I don't know."
And then you were like, "No, don't say that.
No. He has plenty of hee-haw.
No, it's a shot. It's a shot.
Yeah, it's a shot. Don't worry about it. Don't
Okay.
worry about it. Anyways, we were in, at least I was in Vegas. You weren't in Vegas for Gigi's birthday. Why didn't you? That's my first question. Why weren't you in Vegas for Gigi's birthday, huh? Gigi's in the chat tonight, I'm pretty sure, right? G Terrell? I see her.
Pretty sure I had an excuse.
You had,
I don't remember.
your dog ate your plane ticket?
What was going on? There were some things going on.
Oh, okay, some things.
Previous
okay, yeah, he definitely
things.
explained it. First thing I wanted to talk about in Vegas is you're a craps man, right?
Yep.
You like a good crap shot.
Yo!
A little yo 11.
Yep.
You feel better? I'm not a
Yep.
feel better myself.
Minimum
Little
mental
suckers
engagement
that feel better.
That's what I like about it.
All right. Yeah. Plus, like, you could be awful yourself and do amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Gigi said rude that you were not at her birthday.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And Old Waddy, a beer and a bump and some quarters is known as Irish handcuffs. I have no idea what that means, but Old Waddy's coming in with the knowledge. I like it. Irish handcuffs. I'm definitely using that from now on. One thing I noticed at the craps table we were playing, and one of my sister's friends had never shot craps before, and that's like automatic winner. Mm-hmm. First time shooter, put the dice in their hand. That's how you go to the promised land. And she brought out a roll that I had never seen before. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of different rolls at the craps table. Myself, I'm more of like a up here, and then like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Up here and then
I've
like
seen
that.
it. It's just too pizzazz.
It's too pizzazz. You gotta shake them dice up in your hands.
I don't like controlling the overhand throw. I feel like I'm more of a sidearm.
Little sidewinder.
I like to kind of give it a little roll at the end.
A little tap. Gigi's friend came up to the craps table, never shot before, went on a hellacious run, and the way she was shooting it was like that.
Oh yeah.
She was doing one of those, which my sister and one of her friends immediately coined the chef's kiss. It's a
Ooh.
Wow. And I was wondering if that's like the weirdest craps roll.
It's similar to the first time I saw it. This is the second time. I haven't talked about Trey O'Neill in years, but the second time I'm going to mention his name is the first time when we were roommates and we played beer pong and everybody's doing it like this, and all of a sudden Trey stood up and he's going,
Yeah. The beer pong,
Yeah, and he was really good like that. So I don't know. Some people, I guess, it's like different ways of releasing things.
I remember the first time I saw that beer pong shot, the one, it's like, extreme bend in the knees and then like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was as douchey as that sweater over there, which you guys might see later in the show.
It's not.
It was pretty douchey, if I do say so myself.
It's a great sweater.
By the way, somebody wants Old Waddy to behave themselves tonight. Look, Old Waddy, he brought the Irish handcuffs knowledge out, so
I love it.
Old Waddy can say whatever he wants. Saf and Frank, you've been shouted out. Saf and Frank, I know who you are. You're beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in to the show tonight. Shout outs to you.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out, Saf and Frank.
What's your crap roll? What are you doing? What are you? You said you're more of like a.
Yeah, I'm already nervous because I don't go to Vegas with I don't have any fun money really. It's mostly like I'm gonna either eat really well and not go to Vegas, or I'm gonna go to Vegas and lose everything.
Shout outs Trevi at Caesar's Palace.
Ooh. So yeah, and it's more of a controlled release sidearm. You know, I'm also, I don't know, I don't like everybody looking at me. I'm always the person that I feel like I know the least about what's going on. And I don't take the time to learn. It's my bad. Like the one time.
That's the best part about craps, though. You don't have to learn anything. You just have to do well.
Well, if I'm not there by myself.
Yeah.
Like the one time I went and played blackjack by myself, I'll never do it again because I was not only losing my own money, but my poor hands and hits were losing other people's money.
And that's where the pressure really comes, is like when you see some high roller at the other end of the table, he literally has marks on his stomach from just leaning on that craps table for years. Just like that. It's called craps gut. It's called craps gut.
Yeah, bad time.
When you lose money for them, but when you win money for the high rollers, they throw you like a tip.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I didn't do anything.
I've only seen that. I've never experienced it.
By the way, we already got some messages from the chat. Some person says, if you turn the sound down, this looks like an instructional for tickling your down under. Well, thank you. You throw it on mute, and then we'll teach you how to do it. That's all it takes, is we'll teach you how to tickle your down under. Yeah. Burning Monk wants us to kiss each other. Give us a good reason, and then we will.
I would. I don't need a reason.
Rodney the Cat says, onion. Look, I can't promise anything. He's not here right now. I don't know where Onion's at. He might show up at some point in the show. We might have that third guest.
The elusive Onion.
The elusive Onion definitely wouldn't be all over this table if he wanted to.
No, or meowing.
Or meowing loudly.
Just kind of sitting with his legs in the air.
But I think that's really... See, I'm saving Onion to be a guest on the show because really, like, Onion is gonna vault this show to the next level. So I really want the show to be like, you know...
It's like I watched a couple episodes of that show on Netflix called The Sinner. In the first 3 episodes, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. And then something happened, aka Onion being introduced, and now I want to watch it more.
The Sinner has something to do with Onion? I have no idea what the show's about.
It has an onion. I call something introduced to a show later on, but you're glad that you stuck through the garbage.
Yeah.
That keeps you there for the rest of it.
Kind of like a show where like the season finale pays off. Yeah. Even though you sat through garbage and you're like, you know what, good show.
Okay.
Like, not that bad.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not that this is garbage.
No! Not at all. Anyway, so yeah, Vegas was fun. Gigi's birthday was excellent. I mean, she was telling me the best thing about the trip was being on the show, so I'm not surprised that the show, you know, I'm glad I could do that for her. That was really my gift to Gigi, was letting her be on the show. Definitely not begging her to be on the show, but letting her be on the show. Why would I beg anybody?
I'm glad that you let me be on the show today.
Drew stepped up in big. I was supposed to have a couple of different guests on. Something happened. They are dead to me forever emotionally. So luckily Drew Grant stepped up, and he's doing a wonderful job tonight. By the way, somebody said blackjack is better than craps.
I say yes with friends.
Blackjack's better with friends? I think craps is better with friends.
Craps is better with strangers. I guess there's 2 buckets. There's what would I rather play with strangers, and what would I rather play with friends.
You never want to play blackjack with strangers.
I did.
Because there's a combination of you getting angry at what they do and them getting angry at what you do.
Yeah, it was just bad.
Yeah. Lots of judgment. Lots of judgment in gambling. Why so much judgment?
Because it's money.
Because money's on the line and people get pissed.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Craps was red hot winner. That's what JT said. He's pointing out Craps is what saved everybody on the trip. Most of us, lost a little bit, but what was working was Craps. Changes every trip though. Sports bets for sure did not work out for me.
Watford, baby.
Drew Grant bet a plus 400 for
Watford,
those not
baby.
in the know. That means he gets 4-1 on his money for every $1 he bet. He won $4 in an English Premier League soccer game.
Anybody looking to get some insider chat trades or
I thought you were
whatever
literally-
you want to talk about? No, Premier League.
I didn't think you were. By the way, did you see the episode where JT was giving his soccer analysis?
Yeah. Wait.
It's a socialist sport, according to JT.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah. It's a socialist sport, and
I have no comment.
Represents what America does not, which is America is all about being able to get what you want, and in soccer, because there's offsides, you cannot do that. No comment. Still.
I should have rewatched that because I remember watching it and thinking of a bunch of things I wish I could have said.
You had it. You were playing those fantasy debates in your mind. Where you're like, if I was there, I'd say this, and then he'd be like, you know what, Drew Grant, you're right.
Wow,
You're right. This is Two Drews. Welcome, guys. Hold your applause, please. I know you guys want to enjoy it and everything.
Am I allowed to move this?
You're allowed to move it. You can move it every which way you want. Just make
worried.
sure that microphone's in your face. It only costs $20,000, so just be careful.
No, it didn't.
Just be careful. If the shooter is hot, he's never a stranger. That's a good point, Reaver. When you're playing with somebody, there's no better way to make friends than at a hot craps table.
That's true.
Real quick, Old Waddy's never made a pass at the craps table. Craps is better. People want Gigi and Big Ron on the show to get. Do you guys want them together? Do you want Gigi to interview Big Ron? I mean, it seems like
I would absolutely like to see that.
By the way, this is good precedent for the guests on the show. I'm just saying for you, Big Ron's on the show. People want more Big Ron. Gigi's on the show. People want more Gigi. Drew Grant's on the show. We'll see. We'll see. Well, we'll give him a chance. I don't know if.
I feel like that fighter that fills in 3 days before the
the
6
fighter that
period.
gets called in like at the last second.
And before I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great.
They look like a create a character on UFC
Yeah.
3. You're like, does this guy even train?
I didn't even bother weighing in.
Yeah. Anyways, Reaver needs. We want more Gigi, is what people are saying.
Where is Gigi?
Wild and Savage wants to know what's behind me. These are a couple of mazes that I draw. Shout out Instagram.com/mazeaday. Had to shout it out. The audience loved that shout out.
It's a maze
They
every
really
day.
did. Hey, I only shouted. Hey, I wasn't going to mention it. I was going to let
Why?
them go by.
Why?
And, well, somebody brought it up. Somebody asked.
So why weren't you gonna mention it?
I was gonna, throw it in at the end of the show. I'm humble over here. I'm just a humble host, Drew Grant.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
No, I
a
get
humble guy trying to cut it out in the harsh art world.
that. It is harsh.
The harsh
It's
underground
harsh.
art scene.
It's harsh, and people are judgy, and you gotta block it out.
Yeah, sounds good. Big Ron and Gigi. Once again, shout out Frank and Saf if you're still watching. Probably not.
Shout out.
Shout out to you. Story today. I went to a yoga class today in the gym locker room after, and a man was talking to his friend about the movie Black Klansman by Spike Lee, except he kept referring to it as Black Panther. And
What?
it was so incorrect. I mean, everybody, I knew what he was talking about, but he literally uttered the words Black Panther based on a true story, And I was like, yeah, pretty sure it's not. But nobody had the gall to correct him.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like, "Hey, that's completely incorrect. That's actually a Marvel movie."
It was kind of like JT, I think, would have been doing the same thing. And by the way, Doju Even Lift, yes, I am so humble. Thank you very much. Speaking of Instagram, at Rodney the Cat 1, follow at Rodney the Cat 1 if for all your great cat photos. Real quick, Drew.
Huh?
Got a lot to ask you. Want to know, by the way, any locks in college football today? Somebody wants you to know. I will say that Penn State will destroy Kent State, and we'll see about that.
Which
May have happened
I've got
6 hours earlier.
I've got the number 23 seed Arizona State rolling over SDSU today in San Diego.
Pretty sure SDSU beat them at ASU last year.
Pretty sure they did, but
Pretty sure ASU is going to be riding high off that
Michigan State win.
that Michigan State win.
Spartans went down.
They're going on the road to San Diego State. San Diego's beautiful. They're going out on the town, partying it up a little bit.
I don't know how anybody focuses in San Diego State.
I've had this conversation with people. Do you think San Diego is the best weather in the world?
Yeah, it's my favorite city for sure.
Like pound for pound, best weather in the world. Some
say.
places have great weather certain months of the year.
Yeah, and it's not like
Does
crazy.
it rain?
Yeah, it'll rain, but it's not crazy where, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's beautiful, but it's not beautiful all year." It's like, well, a lot of people complain that in Arizona it's too hot, but then in the winter it's perfect. It's kind of like in San Diego, it's perfect, and then
Except in the winter.
and then in the winter it's
perfect.
it's still perfect.
It's like perfect light.
Yeah. Where there's
yeah.
a breeze.
And you're like, oh, God.
You'll go to the beach still, but you'll
The
maybe
wind.
wear pants and won't go in the water. But you're still at the beach.
You're like, you might have to wear a light windbreaker.
Yeah. My On This Day on Facebook has just been depressing because it's mostly, or at least it was last winter, I remember, because our winter was so long. And it's just pictures of me in shorts,
Just hanging out.
hanging out in the backyard.
Not imagining, negative 10-degree weather.
Can't remember the last time I saw a cloud. Just,
Yeah, it sounds depressing. By the way, we got more messages from the chat. Ole Miss to make a comeback, says Kay Hay. We'll see about that. I believe they're down 28-7 right now. We may or may not have that game.
it's
on in
okay.
the
Everybody's got
background.
timeouts.
Herm Edwards getting it done. Shout out Herm Edwards, ASU head football
Captain
coach.
Herm.
By the way, Ladiest Lady, that's an interesting name. Ladiest Lady said, I'm going to solve the puzzles with my handy-dandy Sharpie. I don't know, do they mean they're going to come here and solve them? Or are they going to,
So that actually
on their
brings up
screen?
My thought earlier, or I guess when we were talking about how you had a competition one time of how many people could solve your mazes on Instagram. And then Instagram is not exactly a, user-friendly,
Oh, absolutely
solvable.
not. No.
So people would actually have to physically
Kind of print them out, but it's
Print
like, how do
them
you
out.
save
and then take a picture.
an Instagram photo? Yeah, it's something that I haven't really logistically...
Didn't Nick do one and you owe him $100?
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that.
I don't remember that.
Look, in the fine print, it said that more than 5 people had to submit into the contest.
Oh, okay.
In the fine print, because
So never mind. You don't know him.
And that was the first month. That was the first thing I was like, you know what, Maze a Day, let's launch it. Let's do a contest. Maybe I should do a contest somewhat
Now
soon.
you should do a contest.
Yeah. By the way, Watt's new drinking game. By the way, this is your Saturday night pregame, the official Saturday night pregame of all of Twitch and everything else. New drinking game. Take a sip at each shout out. See if you can make it to the end and not blacked out. You know what? I'll do that. And by the way, shout out to all the pears. Pears, shout out. Shout out to all the fruits.
All the fruits. Shout out
fruits.
to the fruits.
Shout out fruits.
I mean, this
shout
is
out
just Red Bull. I'm
pears.
not drinking right
I was gonna
now,
say you're
so-
not really drinking.
No, this is just gonna give me anxiety.
This is Red Bull too.
I'll black out from anxiety.
Anyway, Drew Grant, I got a lot of questions for you.
Sure.
Speaking of, give me a number
Out
between 1 and 290.
of, 175.
175. Ladies and gentlemen, for this occasion where it's a last-minute guest and everything, my show prep is coming from this lovely book, The Book of Questions, New York Times bestseller, by Gregory Stock, Ph.D.
The doctor.
He is a doctor, but he did not put Dr. Gregory Stock
But what
on
is he
there.
a doctor of?
He's a doctor of little tiny coffee table books
And questions.
and questions. What'd you say, 173?
5.
Ad Keihei, this is not an advertisement. This is just a good book, okay? Sure, Gregory Stock may have stopped by the apartment. Sure, he wanted to, sell some books. Sure, I was like, I'm desperate for material. I'm going to use the book. But, that's not an advertisement, all right? What'd you say, 177?
75.
173?
175.
174?
175.
176?
Yes.
175 it is. Oh, boy. Ooh, we're getting right into it.
What are these questions?
Don't worry about it. These are just questions.
Okay. Oh, dare to ask, I see on the back. That's good.
Dare to ask. Ask your friends. Ask your
Okay.
parents. Most of all, ask yourself, Drew Grant.
Oh, no.
Ask yourself. That's what this book says.
I don't like
You know
to.
what? Look inside yourself sometimes. You might want to consider this. And this is for the audience at home as well. Get your answers in. Do you believe in capital punishment? Starting out hot. I know. It's a good one, right? It's a good one. We're starting out real hot. Do you believe in capital punishment? Would you be willing to pull the switch to execute a man sentenced to death if you were randomly selected by the courts to do so, and knew he would go free if you refused?
My anxiety
Assume you know nothing about
is
his crime.
skyrocketing.
C. Loyette says kill them all. Look, so here's the deal. You don't know what he did. You, unfortunately, like jury duty, were called to pull the
My
lever.
hands just got sweaty.
And it is a lever. It's an old school, like...
It's an electric chair.
like
in the
like
Green
an old
Mile.
roller coaster,
Oh.
like pulling the lever.
You know what? Sure. Fine.
It squeaks. It squeaks a little bit. It needs some WD-40. Yes,
Wait,
but you knew he'd go free if he refused.
but
if you refused,
But he has legally been sentenced to
he's
it?
been sentenced to death.
Then-
he
then-
got charged with a crime that's
Sure.
sentenced to death.
Okay. I feel like
And
the
you s-
justice process to get to that point is pretty thorough.
So you're just gonna?
I hope.
You're just gonna kill this man?
I guess.
Those lights getting a little bright.
No, it's just I don't what.
Dun, dun,
I'm confused as to why
dun, dun,
You think
dun.
that there's any shining sliver of this person being innocent and wrongly accused.
By the way, yeah, it's kind of vague, isn't it? Like, you don't really know. Like, I'd want to know what he did. Just so I can know if I'm really pulling that lever with, like, some force.
I'm saying that there had been a process that whatever he did was bad enough to wind up here, and all I'm doing is going in there and going, punk.
Yeah, and people have been put on death row that were wrongly convicted, right?
It was a long time ago, I bet. But
Only a couple?
don't
Only
remember.
a couple. Let's get answers from the audience.
remember.
C. Loyette said kill them all. Old Waddy said, geez, what a question. Which look, he picked the number 175. They're not all that deep. Wild and Savage said Pinot Noir is outside at the moment. I don't know what that means. Goldie said yes, no life. Doju even lift old roller coasters were basically death sentences. That is very true. Shout out Screaming Eagle. Shout out. Get your drink. Shout out Screaming Eagle at Six Flags St. Louis. That's a death sentence. It's an old one. That's a death sentence. Old Waddy, obviously the answer is no. Legally has meant very little in many places. I sort of agree.
It just-
Like I said, that you're putting your idea in what other people think they should die. The process is often deeply flawed. I
worried
agree,
about
Old
how
Waddy.
I would be put into the situation where I could be randomly selected to do this.
It's like a jury duty thing. It's like the government mandates that like nobody wants to pull the lever.
What happens
So
if I
we
say
got to do
no?
it randomly. He gets to go free.
Oh, that's right.
But then you're responsible for a potential like
See?
mass murderer going out on the loose.
I just switch places with
Sort of a moral dilemma,
I
isn't
just
it? That's
switch
kind
places
of
with
what
them and
the
say pull that thing.
Drew. Most of all, ask yourself,
what
what would you
these
do?
are awful.
Somebody
no.
in the chat, first one in the chat, give me a number between 1 and 290. First one in the chat. Old Waddy's a bit of a buzzkill. I disagree. I think
I'm starting to.
I think he was given some legitimate answers there. 46. Or no. C. Loyette with 100. We'll get to 46 after this, but C. Loyette
What
with
would
number.
Ron say?
By the way, Joe Terrell, shout outs JT. Ooh, that's once again. No, only excuse is in self-defense. Person locked in a cell, then drug out and killed is wrong. Again, I agree. Don't you even lift? I said between 1 and 290. Silly you. 100 is the question we're asking. How was that first question? Did you enjoy it?
No.
Did you enjoy being on the hot seat like that?
Nope.
Nope. Anybody have any reading glasses back there that I could borrow?
What are we doing? Number 100?
If a technological breakthrough could enable people to travel as quickly and cheaply across the world as they do now between adjacent cities, but at the price of... Gee, this book is too dark. Okay, let me read this question again.
Please
because
read it again.
This book is so dark.
Oh.
If a technological breakthrough could enable people to travel as quickly and cheaply across the world as they do now between adjacent cities. So St. Louis to Chicago, a train ticket costs like $50 or whatever. But even like Chicago to New York plane ticket costs what, like $300 or something, $250. I don't know. If you could do that as cheaply and as quickly, but at the price of 500,000 deaths per year, would you want the technology developed? I can already know
No.
JT, Joe Terrell, is saying technology is the worst. I have a story about this real quick after this, but...
Well, my answer is no. That's insane.
But you could get to
No.
New York like that.
Yeah.
But Drew Grant, don't you understand how quickly and efficiently we'd be going?
I have no need to
You
get
know how many
anywhere
people
that
are on
fast.
this earth? That's 7.6
I've-
billion
I-
people. What, 500,000? That's like a little dent. That's like
You say 5,000?
500,000 a year.
Wait. A year.
A
So
year.
500,000 people die a year for us to have that.
You know, that's what, like North Dakota? Who cares if North Dakota's gone? It's like,
My answer is still no.
no. Hard no.
Yep.
Hard no. These are terrible questions. Bring out Onion. Someone in the chat says. Rodney the cat, though. Excuse me. This ginger ale.
Oh, my ginger
This ginger ale is getting to me.
Is there a little some in the ginger
What is
ale?
the average death rate right now? What is exactly? What is? But I mean, it would be like 500,000 more on top of it. But yeah, I don't know. There's really no. That was a bad question. I'm pretty sure the answer is always no.
All right. Well,
You're
What-
like,
what-
who's
what-
gonna answer that question honestly and be like, yeah, kill him. Yeah, kill him. I want a fast way to go.
Yeah. It's literally just my own impatience and not wanting to fly. But
What
I feel
kinda-
like I would also create anxiety over however I'm going.
Ladiest lady said, what kind of questions are these? I didn't pick the number 100. C. Loyette picked the number 100.
It's a bargain.
So blame C. Loyette. I don't pick the numbers. You guys pick the numbers.
All right, we need a new number.
We need a new number, but real quick, let me tell you
18.
about JT. Let me
Hey,
tell you about
you're
JT.
cheating.
No, don't be cheating. Audience
You're in the
members in
room.
the chat.
It's instant.
Let me tell you about JT. JT called me so angry. JT is not an angry man. He rarely ever gets angry.
Mm-hmm.
But he called me recently about his cable box not working.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard somebody so upset with technology. You'd think that he'd want like fire with like sticks and everything back because he hates all and any technology and is convinced none of it works.
How did he call you?
I think he called me by a cell phone.
Was it a carrier pigeon?
It was not a carrier pigeon, but guess what? The cell phone, it worked.
Yeah. Well, I get that though.
But here's the deal. It's like you don't focus on when it does work.
Right.
You only focus on when it doesn't work.
Right. You know, like I never notice, my pinky toe,
Mm-hmm.
but then I'll stub it and break it, and now I know it's there for the next couple of months, and you'd never realize
And
how
you'd
nice it is
never-
to not realize that your pinky toe hurts.
But it's like for me, it was like when they made the printing press. I'm sure it got jammed.
Terrible analogy.
I'm sure the printing press got jammed.
Yeah.
But they're not going to go back to writing it because they're like, well, handwriting never jams.
Mm-hmm.
JT, get it together. I know you're listening. Let's see. I know there were some stats. 1.25. Okay, we're not going to talk about death stats. All right,
whoa,
we're off the death
whoa.
for this book. There are some cheery questions in this book that we're going to get to.
Are there?
All right. I'm pretty sure cable technology is older than JT, says Doju Even Lift. That's JT's. Old Wadi says that's JT's preferred mode of communication. Only works 90% of the time. Ask the audience for their figure.
111.
What is your? How much does technology work
Hey.
in your percent of the time? Yeah. Hey, you in the audience.
What's up?
How much does technology work for you?
Me?
Yeah. How much? What percent of it?
Died, so.
JT's right. Her phone just died. Her phone just died.
Wow.
By the way,
Okay.
let's see. Alcoholic Dave, what kind of beer are you drinking? Not drinking beer, just drinking a little whiskey ginger ale.
This is
But I might
caffeinated
switch.
water.
He's drinking a little Red Bull. I'm drinking a little whiskey ginger ale.
Really shouldn't
might
be
go
drinking
to a Bud Light soon. Let's see. Page 87.
87.
Waddy Sex Panther works 60% of the time, every time. Sex Panther.
Yep.
Page
an Anchorman
87
reference.
says Michelle. That's the one we're going with. Page 87, which is question 89.
Mm-hmm.
Can you handle it? Can you handle the heat?
Yes.
Look at that camera and stare at it and say, you can handle the heat? Give me a say what.
Say what?
No. Give me a say what. And cross your eyes. Cross your eyes.
Say what?
There you go. Yeah. There we go. Ladiest lady. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Question 89. Some concierge healthcare businesses will, for one upfront fee, guaranteed free world-class medical care for any future medical issues you face.
Mm-hmm.
You in?
What is the catch?
Ooh, there is a catch. There's a slight catch.
Yeah.
How many people would you physically kill? No. How much of what you own now would you give up for such security?
So it's my choice?
How much would you give up for knowing that I think it's a one upfront fee, guaranteed free medical care for any future issue you face? How much would you give up right now?
As little as possible.
Really?
The minimum of what they would accept. That question
That's a kind of a question. That's a weird question.
I'll
It's
give
like,
them $1.
$1.
Yeah, I'll give them $1.
But what if they're like, okay, so here's the idea. What if they're like, no, we won't do that. You got to offer higher. How much would you be willing to go up to? What's your like auction price?
See, what's your minimum?
Well, that's the whole point of the question. The healthcare
I'll
company.
give you $2.
No, Mr. Grant.
$2.25.
Nah, that's not enough.
$3.25.
You better bump it up by about 500,000,
See,
and then
that's
we
the
can
same-
talk.
$500,000?
Get a loan.
Then no, I'm good. I'll just pay insurance every month. And
Over the long run, I mean,
I hope I don't have $500,000 of medical debt. I probably will.
it's like 3 months, man. It's not that long.
Not for me.
By the
not
way,
yet.
Watts
yet.
wants us next show. We should go through the Kama Sutra.
Ooh, I'm into it.
You're into going through the Kama Sutra
For sure.
Okay. What's your favorite pose? By the way, this is not terrible bargaining. I'm a great bargainer.
What?
Doju Even Lift said this is terrible bargaining.
It is.
Yeah. The comment section has taken a turn. Alcoholic Dave said, "Listen, Alcoholic Dave, we're trying. The chat's trying. This book of question is failing me. I thought this
that
book of
book is
questions.
pretty-
It was written by a doctor. I didn't realize the
I
doctor
think
was going to
he's a
be so.
psychologist.
He might be a psychologist. You know what he might be? He might be a mortician. Because he's definitely into
How
some.
many deaths would you?
Watts SR, a turn for the awesome. Good on him.
I don't really know any offhand Kama Sutra names,
No?
but probably the one where it's like somebody's on their back with their legs like this over their head, and then you're like squat pile driving, you know?
Go ahead and show us.
Nah, it's kind of like a thing. I don't know.
You don't want to show us? I mean, this can make it an educational educational hour.
You got the thing, and you just kind of like a quick,
Kind of what?
like a pile drive.
A pile? Are
know
you
what
talking
I'm talking
wrestling right now?
Yep.
You're talking about like a like Braun Strowman?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was just like when Braun Strowman flipped that ambulance,
that's right.
just with another person.
That's pretty intense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't say too much about the Kama Sutra. Don't not big into the Kama Sutra, but that's why I brought you on to this show. Okay, can you see me panicking trying to bring this chat back up?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I was trying to bring the chat
Straight pile driver.
straight pile driver. Rodney the cat says hashtag
that's what I'm
free
talking
onion.
about.
Wild and Savage says, "What's happening in what's happening in Chicago?" You've just added the 13 to this PG, is what Doju even left. What's happening in Chicago? Chicago's great. The air show's done. I'm so happy about the air show. You're not a fan of the air show?
No.
I don't really get the people that watch the air show.
I've gone twice, and one time it was like on the shore or whatever that is, and everyone's just kind of standing there going like, "Oh, it's so cool." And then the other time was we finagled our way onto this company's party boat, and it was an open bar, and I didn't know that it was a 4-hour boat ride. And about 2 hours in, I was really drunk, and you're on a boat.
Wait a second.
And it's moving around, and the food is downstairs. So you got to go down these tiny little boat steps, and I'm like eating chicken fingers, and I go back upstairs, and it was like my dad's friend, and they were like, "Oh, we got room for one more." So they let me come on. And yeah, he's like, "Oh, we're here for another 2 hours." I was like, "Okay, cool, sure. Like, let's just keep drinking." And about 2 hours later, it was maybe 3 in the afternoon. And I went home. I ate a leftover soul taco burrito. And I fell asleep in my bed and woke up at about 3 a.m.
It sounds like a typical night.
Very unhappy.
First of all, you didn't show up already drunk?
No, I was really hungover, actually, because I was hanging out with you the night before. I remember that.
I will do that. Real quick, before we get to the questions in the chat, I do see these questions in the chat. We're going to get them in a couple seconds. Is there a better, like, you're drunk, you need some sustenance, you need something in your stomach, but you're not going to be able to eat like dinner anywhere, but you're at like a cocktail party, you're at an auction or something like that. Is there anything better than a nice chicken tender?
Big fan of chicken tender.
Is there anything better than chicken? Is there anything better than chicken tender?
I mean,
resounding.
It's not as easy to get, but I do love a beef sandwich.
Yeah, but like, when is there a beef sandwich just available? Is there? This isn't a.
I just love a nice beef sandy.
Portillos, as I call it.
I mean, you can go to like Mr. Euros and.
Do you guys know this, by the way?
Just get a little diarrhea and.
You remember when the Portillos opened in Arizona, right?
Yeah. It was
God, I can't remember. I can't remember the cross streets. How bad is that?
Oh, it's in Tempe Marketplace.
I know it's in Tempe Marketplace, but I can't remember the cross. No, it's not in Tempe Marketplace.
McClintock?
Is it?
Yeah, it's right on the edge of it. Rio Salado and another
Rio
McClintock
Salado.
and
That's
McClintock.
right, in McClintock. Basically, when they look, this is gonna make me look awful. But basically, Portillo's is a famous restaurant here in Chicago. It's like a chain of beef hot dogs.
They're beef sandies.
Beef sandies, Polish sausages.
And then they decided to do pasta.
Well, that's Barnelli's. That's kind of like
it's inside of it. Though.
Well, but that's kind of like a like a Dunkin'
confused.
Donuts Baskin Robbins kind of deal, where like it's two separate things, but it's the same.
That actually
entity.
makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
I still don't like it, but
because I'd never heard of Portillo's before, we were in Arizona, and I assumed because it's got that ILLO,
and it's in Arizona,
and it's
you
in
and I
Arizona,
both made this
we
mistake for a while.
both called it Portillo's, thinking like, oh, it's it's a typical restaurant in
This little
Arizona.
Mexican restaurant opened up.
I moved to Chicago, and I'm like, oh, is there a Portillo's
There's a
nearby?
Portillo's
And
here.
somebody looked at me like I was insane.
You're an idiot.
I am an idiot. Portillo's is delicious. By the way, taco. Burrito.
Taco flavored cheesies.
Let's get back to the chat. The chat's got questions.
I'm partial.
G. Terrell says, the Emmys are Monday. What's your best pick? Or what's your pick for best show? What's your favorite TV show? Wait, we need to clarify. What's your pick for what's going to win, and then what's your pick?
I'm going to be horrifyingly honest to you right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. The thing. Hold on. Guys, don't listen. The thing about this show is you can just say anything.
I've completely
and then
ignored
you
the
don't
Emmys
have
this
to-
year.
You don't. I mean, you don't have to know any of the
No,
Emmys.
I've
I literally have no idea what's in the Emmys. I'm assuming it's Big Bang Theory and like The Good Wife,
Stranger Things.
and
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is that your pick or what's gonna win?
Are they on that?
I don't know. It's
Scrubs?
Scrubs. Go with Scrubs. So
Scrubs.
what's your pick for best winner? It's this camera.
Scrubs.
This camera. This one.
Scrubs.
There you go. Yeah. Scrubs is his pick.
With J. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Legends of the Hidden Temple. I mean, I think it's the year that they finally get their Emmy. Kirk Fogg, he's been campaigning, and he's going to pick up that Emmy this year.
Yep.
Maybe Game of Thrones, but who likes that show? I don't know anybody who actually even watches that show.
What is it? Dr. 90210?
Slice? No, what was the show on was it Bravo that was about plastic surgery, like on way back in the day?
Yeah.
Nip Tuck.
Nip Tuck.
Oh,
Nip
Nip
Tuck.
Tuck.
I think Nip Tuck's gonna win. Nip Tuck is the winner this year.
Oh, actually, you know
count
what?
it. Somebody says, I'm sure it's Impractical Jokers. I actually agree. Let's get Impractical Jokers.
I think Impractical
an
Jokers is
Emmy.
good. But actually, serious note, The Leftovers is really
Wait.
good.
Can I get my
Just
serious?
watch
Can I
that.
get my serious face on? Well, you can't do that if I'm being in serious.
Just you
mode.
hitting yourself in the face with a microphone is funny enough.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get serious.
I get serious too.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. What the leftover? What is the leftovers?
It's some show on HBO, but its soundtrack is done by Max Richter, who's amazing.
Max Richter.
Yep.
Don't know him.
Look it up.
Reaver said. I know if you're watching this on YouTube, that you're not doing. This game already happened, but
Botched.
Reaver is updating
That's
everybody
what I
in the
was
chat
thinking
that
about.
cares about
Botched.
Ole Miss and Alabama. I don't know if anybody does care about it.
Yeah,
but,
that's looking.
It's 48-47 Reaver, not 42-47. 48-47. Gigi and Jill making a fortune again today because they're always on Alabama. Let's see. The Americans. Somebody said.
The
We
Americans.
were joking. Is that show still on?
Did we say The Americans?
No, we didn't say the Americans. Somebody in the chat, Michelle, said the Americans.
I think it is. I've seen commercials.
Guts. I'm pretty sure they've already won the Emmy like 5 or 6 times. So I'm not gonna do that. Alcoholic Dave. What does Drew's bicep tattoo day? And I think he meant say, which he did mean say.
It says I love you.
Well, it doesn't say I love. It means I love you.
He says je t'aime.
It says je
I
t'aime.
don't know why I said that like that, but
It says je t'aime, which means I love you. You got your Shel Silverstein tattoo.
that's true. I should have brought that.
Is that
I could have just sat here and read that entire book.
Seashells Silverstein shells by the seashore.
Shel Silverstein.
Terry says USF is tops. I don't really know. San Francisco, do they have a good team this year?
No.
Yeah. They don't have a
Wait.
good team.
That's
Shh. It's San Francisco.
no.
It's not South Florida. Okay?
Nope. You're right. That is University of San Francisco.
How do we get to talking about foods? When were we talking? Oh no, that's right. So we were talking about what's the best thing to get in your gullet.
Yeah.
What's the best thing to get in your gullet when you're good and drunk, but
My
you can't have a
drunkie.
full meal? Somebody said pizza.
Leftover pizza.
Leftover pizza.
I like leftover pizza, like that gross, gummy microwave leftover pizza.
Yeah.
With like some mozzarella sticks on it. You roll it up. Make a little leftover gummy burrito.
Oh, that sounds good. Somebody said gyros. Gross.
No, I used to get the Euro combo.
From
It came with 2 euros.
Wait a second. Let me get this drink ready.
Oh,
Shout out Mr. Euros.
Shout out
Mr.
Mr.
Euros.
This is just giving me
If you're ever in
anxiety.
Chicago, hit up Mr. Euros, the home of all your 4 a.m. drunken needs. They got wonderful stuff, although I'm not a big Euro guy. Hostman, you have to get a bicep tattoo right now. What does it say? My bicep tattoo says, let's see, what would be a good bicep tattoo? I think my bicep
At
tattoo.
Mazadade.
I think Wild and Savage answered it. It just says corn dogs. I think my bicep tattoo says corn dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If I had a tattoo that said corn dogs and somebody was like, "Why does it say corn dogs?" I'd be like, "Why not? They're delicious."
Do you like tomatoes?
No.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I like tomato sauce.
Right?
I like tomato paste.
Yep.
I like, giving some paint under the eyes with some tomato paste. I'm not crazy, but I don't like tomatoes.
Nope.
Quick question. In your opinion, is it weirder to not like guacamole
Yep.
Or is it weirder to not like rice?
Ooh.
Because not liking rice
Do
is
you not like
pretty
rice?
strange.
Do you not like rice?
Do not like rice.
Somebody in the audience does not like rice, and they are a crazy person.
Whoa. Wait.
Because look, I don't like guacamole. I understand it's
Yeah, you guys
It's
are
weird.
made for each other.
guacamole.
Just two people that
Guacamole,
don't like
not liking it
essential
is weird.
things.
I'm not a big avocado guy, but not liking rice. Like I feel like it's part of you have to like rice.
Yeah.
It's a human being's instinct
Rice
to
will-
like rice.
Just
It's just grain.
well, it's the only
It's
the
the-
way to get soy sauce in your mouth.
It's the perfect receptacle for not just sauces, but like foods with it. Meats.
Vegetables.
Which somebody did say General Tso's chicken as their answer for like amazing foods to add. General Tso's, it's pretty specific for when you're drunk. I'm trying to get something quick. I'm trying to get something, into it.
Subway chicken teriyaki 12-inch on the bread with the cheese on it. Toasted.
We're sponsored by Quiznos. You shouldn't be talking about.
Eat fresh, right?
No, we're sponsored by Quiznos. Cheese fries. Somebody's saying yes. Cheese fries are amazing.
Oh, that reminds me of Wrigleyville. Dog.
Wrigleyville dog. I mean, look, you can get delicious cheese fries at Mr. Euros again, but they
No,
really
Wrigleyville
did
dog
have.
stepped it up.
Yeah, I mean,
They
delicious.
had that gross cheese sauce that if you didn't touch it or move it for a couple
What's
seconds,
in
it
that
would
cheese
harden.
sauce? If I like went up to you, I'm like, you got to make nacho cheese because I was trying to do this right. I had some chips. I was like, you know what? I'll get some shredded cheese. I'll make nachos. It does not taste the same. It tastes gross. I don't like it.
Yeah.
How do you make nacho cheese, Chef Drew?
You take a block of cheddar cheese and you shred it into a bowl, and then you put that bowl out in the sun for about 2 days. Then you bring it inside.
No magnifying glass.
Nope, bring it inside, and then you.
Because some people would rush it and bring out the magnifying glass, but I feel like it's better just slow cook it.
You are a fan of slow cooks, so I figured you appreciate this recipe.
Ooh, big fan.
Also, shout out to those people that don't slow cook their eggs like crazy people.
Shout out.
Make the pan warmer so the eggs
Listen,
cook
people.
faster.
You gotta slow cook everything, including
No.
eggs. You want the eggs to barely hit that pan and barely start cooking. You don't want it on high and then burn
Nothing
everything.
freaks me out more than when I put my eggs into a pan and they don't start sizzling.
You don't
just-
want them to sizzle
Yeah, you do.
immediately.
Because you're cooking them.
I don't know.
Just watching this human being just put a spoon through a cold thing of eggs.
It warms up.
slowly.
It eventually gets there. I think you're crazy.
I can make better eggs than
I'm
you
going.
can.
I'm going to the chat. Somebody said guac is pretty commonly disliked.
Not in my circle
You're the
of friends.
ladiest lady. Thank you.
I
You're
can't
like the
believe-
only person
How
that
have
I've
you
talked
and
to.
I-
Everybody calls me crazy because now I don't like guac, and yeah.
How have you and I never been put in a situation where I've been like, let's get guacamole, and you're like, no. That blows my mind.
You've never been with me to Chipotle?
I have, but that's not a situation where
Where you like, let's order
we're
guac
gonna
for the
share
table?
your Chipotle. Also, shout out to those people that like to eat their Chipotle burrito as is and don't need to go home and put it in a little
Listen, people.
convection oven.
Listen,
convection
people.
oven.
Now we're getting
just
into
so that
topics.
we
This
can
is
warm
what I wanted to talk about.
to
Now
warm everything
we're
up in it.
into
No, I like when I take a bite and
we
it's
just
like
got more
warm,
audience members.
warm.
Welcome.
It is warm and then cold, not just this gross. Plus, then you get a nice crisp on the burrito, but it's not good.
Look, next time you go to Chipotle, next time you go in, bring your burrito home, right? You can even do it with a bowl. Bring your burrito home.
No.
Throw it in the oven. If you have a toaster oven, even better. Throw it on toast. If you don't have a toaster oven, throw it on
I
like
disagree
350. Put the burrito in the oven for 10 minutes. I know you're dying to eat that Chipotle. I know
everybody
you
loves
want that
hot
Chipotle
lettuce and warm
so
sour cream.
much. Well, no, you don't get sour cream. Sour cream's disgusting. Put in number. You will love it. You will from now on. Look, audience member, I know you're agreeing. Thank you. Yeah.
What do you like on your hot dog?
It's okay if you agree. What do you?
We're not
what
gonna.
do
We're not talking.
you like on
We're
your
not talking
hot
hot dogs. We're not talking hot dogs. We're talking Chipotle burritos right now.
Do you like ketchup on your hot dog?
Somebody says first
Is it
of all you get
barbecue
a bowl.
sauce? Oh, nothing.
Lady says first of all you get a bowl and ask for the tortilla on the side and make tiny little soft tacos.
Ooh.
It's like let them do the work. You don't want to do the work for yourself. That's why you go to Chipotle is you let them do the work. Don't you dare disrespect sour
so
cream.
there.
If Doju even lit is still watching, I need to make him mod so I can kick this person out for saying don't you dare.
I think it's time. Can you pass me that the thing there next to you? Oh. Yeah. I think it's time we here we go.
I really don't. Here, just toss it.
Damn it. Okay, fine.
Look, we'll do that at the very end of the show. I'll put on that awful sweater. I have to pay off a serious bet. I made some ill-advised bets, and I have to wear some awful sweater. Next
awful.
thing you know, new
I've worn it
audience
many
member, pick a number between 1 and 290. We're bringing it back out.
Yep. Yeah, great.
289.
Wow. This is when he's like really running out of ideas.
Oh yeah, he's coming down from the acid
All right,
trip.
everybody who's been watching the show, Doju Even Lift, we already did number 100.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the first
really
question. That was the one about
punishment.
capital punishment.
Oh.
You said 289?
Yes.
You better answer this seriously.
Like these.
If the military could guide a hummingbird-sized drone through virtually any window in the world and explode it. Jeez, this book is ridiculous. If the military could guide a hummingbird-sized drone through virtually any window in the world and explode it, would you want it used for an assassination? If so, who'd be at the top of your list? Like, right? What is with this book?
Actually,
Every question.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, wait. Oh, the person said number 10, not 289.
Pass. Okay.
Do we have any?
I'd like to pass.
WTF doctor, PH. I know, right? This doctor is ridiculous. Goldie said 126. They're in the chat. I know we'll get the 10 soon enough, but 126.
This book makes me
Goldie, sad. I know, Debbie Downer book. I literally got this book. I'm like, this is such a good idea for the show tonight. There's going to be great questions. It's going to spur some great conversation.
Did you proofread
And every no, exactly. I didn't proofread it because every question's like, hey, if you could kill somebody, how would you do it?
If you had an old person and a baby in both of your hands and you
Yeah.
had to drop one for the other to survive,
Yeah.
which would you drop?
If there was a train heading at a group of 100 or a group of 50
Oh, yeah.
people, but they're blind,
They're
who would you
blind.
rather hit? 126. Somebody in the chat, pick a different number. Literally, the first
is it?
4 words are, what would your funeral? So
let's do that
let's
one.
get a different...
Let's do that one.
What would your funeral...
Do number 1.
I want
Somebody
to
in the
come
chat-
down from the
somebody in the
ceiling
chat
like a
give me
marionette
a,
doll at my funeral.
Drone
Just-
question. I gave you the only correct answer. Tom Crean. That is, yes, the 100% answer. Tom Crean. That's actually an acceptable answer, X. College basketball coach for the people not in the know. Somebody give us a new number between 1 and 290.
1.
In the chat. Look, 42.
42.
42. Wild and Savage says, get a
This is
different
a house
book.
of
Look,
one
I
book.
don't own a lot of books.
This is a house of one book.
I don't own a lot of books. I'm not gonna.
You have the WrestleMania
I'm not
book.
gonna read the WrestleMania book on stream. I'd love it. Annie P says 69, coming in hot with the jokes.
Heyo.
Coming in hot with the jokes. 42. All right, this is like not so bad. Do you think the world would be a better or worse place 100 years from now? Do you see our present world as a better place than the world of a century ago? How so?
Can you repeat that question?
Do you think the world will be a better place or worse place 100 years from now?
Better.
Do you see our present world, you think it's better
It'll be better.
in 100 years from now?
Yeah.
This blanket, it's going to be better?
All around better.
Do you see our present world as a better place than the world of a century ago?
No.
You think the world was better in
Pre
1918?
Great Depression was probably super lit, and then the Great Depression.
The Great Gatsby
The
era?
reason why the Great Depression happened was because it was so lit.
They're coming down from that hangover
Oh.
of constant swing parties.
Yeah.
Doing
Everyone's saying things like, she.
See, this is where I wish JT was on the show, because I could ask him about the 1920s and what life was like in
He could tell you.
1918. He'd be like, don't worry, everybody was going to speakeasies, doing the swing, we were picking up. Yeah, I don't know anymore. 1920s
Flappers.
Flappers, yeah, we were picking up flappers and we were going. Speakeasy's my go-to. I could just say speakeasy over and over, but still no flying cars.
Was there prohibition around that time? So like, if you got alcohol, it was super low key, but it was still really fun.
But it tasted like amazing.
Yeah,
'cause
because
you're
it
like,
was
this
just
is dirty.
unfiltered.
Ooh,
Everybody had
my little wine spritzer is illegal.
Yeah.
Still no flying cars. Are you talking about present day or in 100 years?
Probably 100 years.
Because present day, yeah, there's no flying cars. Although I did hear, I think it was like Neil deGrasse Tyson that's like, you mean helicopters? And I was like,
Wait a second. That's the first time I ever heard that.
doing the Charleston. See? Old Waddy knows. The answer, the world is better now because of internet porn. Boom. I would agree that's the only reason why the
That's
internet.
actually a pretty good rebuttal.
But we have like way more equal rights stuff now. So that's neat. But it's like it's internet porn though. So it's like equal rights, internet porn. I feel like it's the internet
No, but
porn.
neither of those things existed back in the long time ago.
I know. So the world is better now. But I'm talking about let's talk about 100 years from now.
From now?
Because if you ask JT, I bet he says no because he hates technology so much. And it never works. It doesn't work 90% of the time, as he says.
I hope every vehicle comes standard with a flamethrower.
Just like a portable flamethrower? Or
Attached to it. Like, you can use one.
where's this flame coming out? Is it coming out of the wheels? Is it coming out of
Well,
like
I don't want there to be
like
wheels.
a chariot race type of deal where the fire's
I'm
shooting out of
talking
the
the
wheel?
worst movie ever made, the Phantom Menace type of like flying vehicles, but like flamethrowers, and we all have like like weird chips, microchips in our foreheads.
Little Harry Potter scars.
Magic is real.
By the way, it is getting to the point in the show where you're going to do your magic trick. Are you ready?
What?
You had a magic trick you wanted to do. You begged me to do a magic trick on the show, and
I never did that.
what?
No, I never said that.
1 second. Did you not bring your materials?
I don't have any.
I asked you about the. Why do we have why do I have a bunch of doves in my room?
I don't have any magic.
Yeah, I have 30 doves in my room. What the fuck am I gonna do with doves in my room?
I have no idea how to do magic.
Well, we're back. Anyway, one of the by the way, Wild and Savage says Drew has some deep-seated anger issues. I don't think they're seated. I just think they're out.
Which
show.
Drew? You?
Yeah. Wait. Which Drew?
I'm not angry.
We're not angry. Which Drew? Touchdown. SC. Equal rights for cats. Free Onion. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I can hear Onion talking
I
in
hear
the
him.
background.
I do hear him.
Some people can hear Onion. We only got 10 minutes left in the show. Somebody, by the way, Paulo Vento says, "Hey man, nice forehead." Look,
yeah.
I better ask which one they're talking to.
Oh, they're talking about
They're definitely
yours.
They could be talking about your forehead.
Your face.
They never specified
Your
which
face starts
Drew's
halfway down your
forehead.
head.
Which Drew's
Your
forehead
face
are we
starts
talking
halfway
about?
down your
Are we
head.
talking? They're gonna talk about your forehead. I mean, if they were being sarcastic, they're probably talking about your forehead. If they're, not sarcastic.
How my forehead keeps kind of going this way.
Look, we all got receding hairlines.
balding.
I know. It's
My dad's
sad. It's.
But my
sad
grandpa on my
day.
mom's side is not.
Rodney the Cat Onion will be possibly, no promises, making his appearance in like 5 minutes. Wild and Savage said 5 head coming in hot with the
That's one of these.
commentary. By the way, if you guys don't know, if you guys are watching on the app, I don't know how it works in the app. If you're watching on a computer, we got the donation button. We got it working. You want to donate to the show? You want to keep these lights on, as they say? Go ahead and donate to the show. Alcoholic Dave, are the hosts drunk? I wish.
I am jacked up right now.
He's jacked up on Red Bull.
I hate
I'm more of just a haze of like what's going on right now. Drew C. Loyette says, Drew, am I single? For you anytime. Oh no. Wait, which Drew? Which Drew?
I believe that
Which Drew we
that
talking
handle
about?
has been taken over by somebody else.
Oh, the C. Loyette handle.
Yes.
She goes, not you. This is Twitch Gold, says Watt. Thank you very much, Watty. Thank you. Do a little forehead ASMR. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'll go ahead and take the reins because I feel, but it would be like something like this, like. Ooh.
What is that?
Ooh.
What is ASMR? Why don't I know what that is?
We talked about it at the beginning of the show. We literally discussed it earlier in the show. Ladiest Lady is now following. Thank you, Ladiest Lady is now following the show. We are twins. We're Drews.
We're two
Like
Drews.
all twins, we have the exact same name.
Andrew.
Well, I'm Andrew. I like to call you Andy.
Yeah.
Hey, little Andy. Little Andy
I have toys that come alive at night.
That's good. You got a little Andy on your
They
boot?
make zzz noises.
Talking about a vibrator?
Hey! Wow. Anyway.
How about getting Old Waddy on for laughs? Old Waddy does need to be on the show. I 100% will take Old Waddy on the show. Michelle needs the host next time. I agree. You guys want to be on the show? Look, there's a long list
All
of
you gotta
people.
do is
we got
wait
audience
for, like,
members wanting to be on
One
the
person
show
to drop
sometime.
out, and then he'll call you in a panic and be like, "Dude,
All that needs to happen is
have
for me
to,
to have
just
scheduled
wanna-
guests and then have them drop out at the last second and then have me get into a panic and worry about doing the show by themselves and call their friends and be like, "Can you please host the show with me
please come on
this
the show
week?"
with me?
And he's like, fine. If you pay me $100, I'm like, let's get it down to 80. He's like, deal. By the way, Pavolento. Wait, how would you pronounce that?
You've promised me
Paolo
no money."
Paolo Vento?
That's
Paolo Vento
Paolo Vento.
is now following. You guys are entertaining and deserve more follower. Ventana?
I agree.
I agree. I agree. Thank you very much. The audience agrees. Can you hear them applauding right now? They're applauding so loud, but luckily these microphones don't pick them up because
They've got this little device here that stops ambient noises.
this cone of this is high level technology
Yep.
that's actually not released yet. Elon Musk himself actually weaved this. This
Shout out to
microphone
Elon.
Oh boy!
Love shouting out.
Doing
Everybody
little
drinks.
shout outs. Everybody's drinking. We should tar and feather the guy who canceled. Look, am I all for it? Absolutely. Should we do it? No. We're
No.
nice people. We're nice people. Advices on big foreheads. Here's the biggest advice on a big forehead. All right. Look. You got to get sunglasses that cover up to your eyebrows. Now, look at me. Look, I got large eyebrows. Imagine if I didn't have Peter Gallagher, like, caterpillar-sized eyebrows.
They're not the biggest.
My forehead...
But I've also never stared at them.
They're pretty big.
And they're pretty big.
They're pretty big, you know, and... Look,
I've been told I have beautiful eyelashes.
don't pay
eyebrows.
attention to this. Every now and then I have to give it one of those right down the middle. Little
I do that all the time.
little right down. Do you do it all the time? That's what I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
You're a Donald Duck guy. You're a Donald Duck guy. What is that kind of... I've never heard of the Donald Duck. Real quick, this discussion is about how you sleep.
Yep.
I'm a Freebird type guy. Once I went over to the side of sleeping with no clothes on, I never went back. You can't, like, it's obnoxious. I don't want to wear anything. My friend Anthony Posiglione coined it from an early age. He's like, what are you doing wearing pajamas? Pajamas are uncomfortable. As soon as I did it, changed to the dark side. You're a Donald Duck. You wear a shirt and nothing else.
I've transitioned many times. I used to be fully clothed. Then I went to no, and now I've transitioned into the old Donald Duck.
What
which
is the
just-
appeal of the
Actually,
Donald Duck?
so I've enhanced it where now I only have like 3 of these, but very comfortable, large Lululemon t-shirts. It's like just sleeping.
I'm all about
it's
that
like, It's
lemon.
like sleeping with a little velvety cloud wrapped around me. Personally.
Yeah, but
I breathe through it. It's just there to let me know it's there.
so you like waking up and it feels like a little tiny hug.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh. C. Loyette says that you are bougie as fuck.
Well, I bought them a long time ago.
Oh, well, that makes it better. Pavalanto says you can tattoo your hairline. I'm going to need to tattoo my hairline because
I'm
it
gonna
is
need to tattoo
racing fast. I'm going to tattoo it like a kid growing up in school, or kid growing up where he marks it on the wall where he's like, I'm this tall now. I can
I'm gonna do
tattoo
the
it right
the little
here.
pump
And then in
tattoos.
like a week, it'll be like right there. And then in like 3 months, it'll be like back here. Just get a bunch of lines tattooed. By the way, I can't wait to go bald because then you'll finally see the tattoo I'm hiding under there.
The old Chris Dassin.
Yeah.
He's got a
Chris
tattoo-
Dassin has
he's
a
got
little tattoo
on
right
the
there?
back of his
I did
head.
not know
You
that.
can see it when he gets a haircut, but then it goes away. It's just Confucius or something like that.
Sounds like a good tattoo.
Chris Dassin
It's no
tattoo.
it's no corn dogs written on your arm. By the way,
Yes,
big
you
old
should.
baggy t-shirt and boy short undies, the ultimate comfort. Yeah, baggy t-shirt, boy short under. That's like more of my going out clothes.
You know what's interesting, actually? We had this conversation when we were in Arizona with my dad and stepmom, and I don't know why it got brought up, but I think they mentioned it, or maybe I did. But I said, someone said, "How do you sleep at night?" And I said, "I wear a t-shirt, no pants." And it turns out my dad sleeps the exact same way.
Your dad sleeps the exact same way, t-shirt, no pants?
Yeah, it's in our genes. He
It
goes,
really
"Are you
is-
kidding?" I'm like, "No." And then Susan was like, "Oh my God, it is the same thing." So we're a whole family of Donald Ducks.
I've never heard of the Donald Duck before. That's real.
It's weird.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't like your legs getting a nice hug?
No.
By the way, Ladiest Lady wants to know, you sleep with your dad? You sleeping with your dad?
No.
That is a confirmed no. Real quick, Rodney the cat. Look, Rodney, you've been asking for it all show. Will somebody from the audience go open the room?
Please. Oh, and
And
at
be
the,
careful.
At the same time, sir. At the same time, sir, it's time to put on.
I will put on the show. Doju Even Lift donated $5. It's lit. Doju Even Lift, you are the man. Get it going. I don't have it set up. I'm going to have it set up on this. Hand him over this way.
Here he comes.
We have a
Ladies and
treat for that
gentlemen.
$5 donation
Lady, no,
from
hold on.
Doju
You gotta
Even
really
Lift.
get him in here.
Pow says, I'm jealous
Strap in,
you're
ladies
rich
and gentlemen.
now.
Come here, buddy.
Yeah, it might be easier if you pick him up. Rodney the cat is pumped. It's the show. It's the time of the show you've been waiting for. Here, hand him this way.
No. Grab the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, little buddy.
All right, Onion. Somebody pick a number between 1 and 290 for Onion.
Onion, can you say hi? Oh, he's got
Just
that.
purring up a storm.
He's got that little purr.
Just purring up a storm. All y'all chat people need to drop the follows. It's time. Ladies got it right. Drop the follows. Get your little name popped up on here. Again, Doju Even Lift. Thank you so much for the $5. You're really getting it started. You're really getting those donations flowing in. They can't stop. I know, Kitty. I know, Kitty. But we were gonna ask you a question, Onion. We were gonna ask you a question, okay? Well, you don't have to do that. That's where I'm reading the chat.
Hey.
You know.
Come here, buddy.
Come here, Onion. Come here.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, there he is.
All right. Hey. Get a little 53 was the question that Rodney.
5. Question 5. Okay, 53. If you could use a voodoo doll to hurt whoever you wished, would you use it on anyone?
What is with these questions?
If so, who?
I I would use it on the person that plays the don't pass line at the craps table. By the way, that's Onion.
That's Onion,
That's Onion.
everybody.
Onion was over it. He might come back. We only got
there's
like
just 3 other people.
we only got like 5 more minutes of the show left, so we're gonna wrap up pretty soon.
It's time for you need to.
Oh,
Please.
God, I was avoiding this.
I know you were.
I have to pay up. I'll get the Wild and Savage donated $20, everybody. $20 from Wild and Savage. Thank you so much for donating to the show.
Thank you.
You got at least 3. Keep it going. All right, I have to keep it going and entertain while I put on this awful sweater. First of all, the sweater looks like it's covered in dandruff. You probably can't tell.
I just
from
washed
the
it.
lights.
I just washed it. Because you wore it last and it smelled bad.
It smelled delicious.
I didn't like it.
Are we happy? Are we happy? It says club member. It
Oh!
says club member.
Oh,
It's
you're about
like,
to
yeah,
get
I'm a
it?
club member, and it's not like really bold. It's just like really tiny, and it's like a tiny font.
It's
So
engaging. People have to
it's
come up to you and say,
engaging.
"What is that?" And then they go, "What club are you in?" And you go, "An exclusive one."
Our audience has abandoned watching. Our audience has abandoned watching the show, and just in order to play with Onion. That's what happens when Onion comes out. This is the pregame, but where's the drinking occurring after? That's up to you, Watts. I mean, we're trying to figure out ourselves. That ambulance is on its way to somewhere.
It's on its way here.
It's on its way to here because it's lit right now.
Because
I got
my
this
anxiety has
horrendous
reached a peak.
shirt. Rodney the cat is now following. Thanks, Rodney the cat. Look, we just gave you a little taste of Onion the cat. He
Smidge.
will be back on the show at some point. But thank you, Rodney the cat, for the follow. Once again, thank you, Wild and Savage, for the $20 donation. That is
For sure.
very generous of you. And Doju Even Lift for the $5 donation. Unnecessary, but thank you. We do appreciate it. Pao said, I got blocked from a streamer for saying he looked like an old Post Malone. It was a compliment, shaking my head. Do you remember Chat Roulette?
Yep.
I remember when Chat Roulette was a thing. It was freshman year of college, and it was during the Super Bowl. So, like, literally, you can point of the day. Me and my friends were on Chat Roulette. I was on Chat Roulette, and look, in especially freshman year of college, I was a little bit heavier than I am now. And I remember the guy on Chat Roulette, without even like 2 seconds going by, typed, "You look like a fat Quentin Tarantino," and it made me die
you?
laughing. Yes,
That's hilarious.
Quentin Tarantino's got that 5 head, as you were saying. Yeah, he's got that. Come here, let me film your feet for my big movie. Is that your Quentin Tarantino impression?
It's not racist if it's factual.
There you go. Rodney the Cat, best show ever. I'm all in for the Onion Show. We're wrapping it up right now. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the audience for chilling and hanging out this show. You guys are the best back there. Killing it.
Can't believe you've been quiet watching this train wreck of a game.
Yeah, watching this train wreck of a game and definitely not this show.
The score is 49 Alabama.
Poe, you give me
7
iDubbbz
Ole Miss.
vibes. I'm not I know of the name iDubbbz, but thanks, man. Thanks, Pow, for checking out the show tonight. Really do appreciate it. Look, you're not gonna get kicked out here. You want to saying I look like an old Post Malone? Go ahead. You want to say I look like what? What? Give me the worst insult that you can
You
come
look
up
like
with.
your face starts halfway down your head.
I look like my face starts halfway down my head. Go ahead.
Shout out Nick Madden.
Look, shout out
'cause
Nick
he
Madden.
did. I'm gonna steal his joke.
I get a horn for every $1, Doju Even Lift said. That's true. Did you do 20 horns for the $20 that was donated? Well, I mean, that was from Doju Even Lift that gave the 5, but did you do 20 horns? We'll call that 20. Pow said, I never felt so welcome. Michelle said, I'm all in for the Onion Show.
Oh, yeah.
He's
There he
over
goes.
there. Yeah, he's over there. Thank you guys so much. The next show is Sunday, September 30th. Sunday, September 30th at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Everybody in the chat, give an applause or some sort of. I look like a depressed Jack Films. That's actually a good one. That's actually a good one. I look like a bloated Jack Films. Everybody in the chat and everybody in the audience right here, all 30 of you back there, give a round of applause for Drew Grant. 2 Drews. He didn't have to do the show this week, and he chose to because he was awesome. I am the club member, by the way.
I hope to be back when I am drinking, because then I will, in fact, get blackout drunk.
You will be back on the show for sure. I think you're going to follow in the footsteps of GG and Big
beers.
Ron, where the chat from now on is just going to be wanting you on the show. Every now and then.
I love the dicks.
Watts did a couple of dick drawings. Gotta love that. Shout out dick drawings.
Big time dick drawings.
Shout out GG.
Shout out.
G Terrell said Drew Grant clap. Wild and Savage said clap. Doju Even Lift said clap. Thank you so much. Bye, Powell. Thank you for watching. Watts, way to touch tip, fellas. You know what? We touch those tips. Ooh. Jay Hartung coming in with what about Jill? Look, Jill, you gotta stay relevant. People, if you remember, Jill was on the last show. I know, God damn it, indeed, Jill was on the last show.
The score is now 55 Alabama, 7 Ole Miss.
55. Meow. Hey, Onion. Meow. I know you're saying goodbye to everybody. Thank you for being on the show tonight, Onion. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, Onion.
Thank you. Meow. Thanks for being on the show. I think we are finally. What did I just watch? Alcoholic Dave. What did we just broadcast? Is more like what of the question.
What haven't you watched?
It's a question you might want to ask yourself. Jay Hartung, thanks for the follow. Do appreciate it. All right, I think my internet took a big old dump on my chest. She's Not Far. What did I just watch? So I'm outie, and we're all outie. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. This has been... Say what?